Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays with Stephanie. I'm Stephanie Bucklin, your host, and I am delighted to be interviewing Tom Negelow today. Tom, can you give us a little introduction, say hi, and tell us what kind of magic you're creating in the world?
Magic, okay. I'd like to create magic, but it doesn't quite happen that way. What happens is really the foundation for the work that both I and Shelley do is focused on supporting people in letting go of the things in their lives that get in the way of them being and doing and having what it is they want, creating what they want, manifesting what they want. That's a pretty broad statement. I got it. But as you delve into and truly let go of, and I'll explain what I mean by let go of the things that are behind when we stop ourselves, when we get in our own way, then life really opens up. And it's much easier for us to use this world that we live in, the energy that we live in, to do the things and have the things that we want, relationship and job and personal things, how we feel about ourselves, the healing that we want to do. So that's really the focus of everything that we are engaged in. And so that's really at the foundation of what we do and why we do it. We've been engaged in this work for 35 years or more, supporting people. Shelley teaches women, has a women's class, as for that length of time. My job is to support people in their healing. I'm a body worker, among other things, but the body work I do is, again, focused on having people align their body energy along with their physicalness, so that, again, their lives become easier, more focused, more productive. And how I do that is by supporting them in their letting go of the things, particularly in their body, the holdings and the aberrant energy, if you will, that gets in the way of that. Actually, by using the body as a springboard for moving the energy. So a lot of body work is based on structure, massage therapy, and you can just go through a list. And the energy, if the energy moves as a result, good, they're happy. My focus is on the energy first and moving that, and then changing the body, supporting the body physiologically so that the energy and the physical body match, are harmonious. I call that cellular energy releasing. And it's a hands-on, like I say, it's a hands-on process of supporting people in letting go. Let's see, I'm also a trance channel. Trance being, I go into a deep meditative trance. I go away. I don't go flying away. I just am in my seat. I don't go anywhere. And I go into deep meditative trance and channel from that place. So I have no recollection what's going on. I don't hear anything. I don't know what's happening during the channeling. For me, I just relax and go out of my body, and sometime later I come back in. We'll be doing a mini channeling today, I hope.
Yes.
Just a short one with Ascended Master Kathumi. He's one of the two energies that I channel. And I say energy rather than person, because how I experience channeling is I'm really taking a part, an energetic part of the universe, and allowing it to move through my body. Let me give you, for instance, there's this, let's call the universal energy between my hands here, okay? What we do as human beings, we take a piece or a frequency of that energy, and we use it to be human and do our human stuff and talk and think and all of that. Well, what a channel does is, hopefully, they let go of that stuff, that personality, if you will. So that leaves a lot of other frequencies that are out there, and those frequencies move through that open space or that channeling space. So it's not like I'm speaking to dead people. I don't do that. What I do is I use the energy that of the universe, if you will, that and allow it to move through me. And from that place, I speak from a channeled experience. That energy has named itself Kuthumi. And the reason for that simply is, well, I'm channeling some stuff. The reason for that is it makes it much easier for us human beings to identify with the channeling and have it be more real. And that's real important, I think, with channeling, because it's easy to go, well, he's just making stuff up, I don't know. And that's fine. I was through that myself when I first started. But the channeling is both on an understood level and an energetic level. So you're getting both with the same experience. I also teach men. I've got a men's course. And we teach relationships, both Shelley and I. Shelley and I have been married for 52 years. So we think we know a little bit about relationship. And how we got to it is very simple. Some time ago, years ago, our relationship was breaking down. And we could have split up like many couples do, but we decided not to, because what was always at the basis, the foundation for us, was that unconditional love that we had for each other. We just had to get the stuff out of the way. So we worked on it, and we worked on it for years. And people started to come to us and say, well, what have you been doing? And we looked at that and say, okay, here are the things that we did to repair our relationship and have it work and truly create a partnership together. And so it's from that experience that we teach other people to partner with each other. Not only intimate relationships, but friendships and business, and it just goes through the entire gamut of relationship. Like I said, Shelley has a Power of Women course that she's teaching in November. Very powerful course, very powerful course. Women really get a sense of themselves, their passion, what they want to create, what it is to let go of the things that get in their way. And she really does an incredible job. She also does individual coaching with women, and I coach men, and we coach relationship as well individually if somebody doesn't want to come into a workshop environment. So that's the gamut pretty much. There's a lot there. Like I say, we've been doing this for over 35 years. And again, it's based in our experience with my body work. I didn't study with somebody to learn this. Now I studied anatomy and physiology and acupuncture and shiatsu and the things that are necessary for me to learn about the body. But I didn't go to somebody who said, okay, do this, press here, and we'll figure it out in time. Over the years, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but over the years, what I've been able to do is look at the body and see the pattern of energy that a person has. And everybody's individual, kind of like a spider web. They're no two are the same. And I'm able to look in that or at that energetic structure and see where it is that they're holding, where to go, what to do, what's behind the thing that's blocking them. And together we work on that. Let me see if there's anything else. I think that pretty much covers it.
Awesome. Okay. So I am curious about channeling. I'm a psychic medium myself.
Ah.
And I I personally do talk to ghosts. I talk to
Well,
spirits that have passed on. I talk to extraterrestrials. I talk to all kinds of spiritual beings in my
yeah,
journey. And I have considered that I might be a channel myself. So
yeah,
maybe it's an interesting question to ask. But
yeah,
also, I just think that, our connection to the universe and what we're able to accomplish as a human species is just so completely powerful. And so many people don't understand the spiritual and the energetic aspects of reality, that it's like, I just want to talk all about it as much as possible and let people know that it's real and
sure.
it's scientifically based and there is support now, which is amazing, and all of that. So
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
yeah. And a lot of people have that kind of experience.
Mhm.
What as human beings are built for, if you will, is to experience energy. And by energy, I mean particles. I'm not talking about some airy fairy thing. Energy is particles, little tiny things bouncing around out there and reacting with each other and doing what particles do.
Mhm.
Well, we're those same particles in the desk I'm sitting in front of as are in my body. It's just the configuration is different, and certainly how we view it is different, but there's no difference in the basic particles. So what I think the human body, and I've done a lot of time in experimenting with it, the human body is built for is using that energy, that physical quantum energy, to do what we do. Now, being human, we have all kinds of names for it. We experience it in various different ways. But I think the bottom line is that the energy out there is usable. It's malleable. Not that you can take and change a desk into a chair.
Right.
Yeah, somebody said, well, you can do that. Well, I can't. So, okay, you can go ahead. But the energy is for our use, if you will, merely on our out of our nature of being human and having human body and the thinking and the experience and all of that. So, however we experience that energy, our job is to use it to create what we want, and also, I think, that ultimately for the benefit of others as well. Because when you truly experience who you are deep down in, really get that, not make stuff up about it and see how good I am. And no, the real experience of self, the true deep experience of unconditional love, which is, I feel, the foundation for our being.
Mhm.
When you truly get that, get who you are, there's nothing else to do except bring it out into the world.
Definitely agree.
Because you can only sit and meditate in a room by yourself for so long, and then it becomes pretty boring. Once you get who you are, you got to go into the world with it and support others in getting it. It's not, I'm not talking about spreading the word.
Mhm.
Support others in however you do, support others in their own experience of healing and having their lives be what they want it to be. That is the essence of healing, I think. Healing is not only physical, emotional, mental, all of that, but it's really having your life be in a place where you are experiencing what it is you want, having what you want, supporting other people in a way that that all of us are engaged.
Mhm. Absolutely. So when did you start channeling?
Almost 35 years ago, I was doing the body work first and kind of experimenting with that. Initially, like I said, I didn't go to a school, or somebody didn't teach me, so I had to teach myself. So I was engaged in experiencing and experimenting with what moving energy meant. I had some initial experiences in the healing class of other people's energy, what they were feeling, why they were feeling it, what was going on behind the curtain, if you will. And in doing that, Shelley was somebody who I worked on quite a bit at that time because I didn't have many other people. And during one of those, working with her, one of those sessions, she asked me a question, and I don't remember what the question was, but she asked me a question. I remember closing my eyes, and you know how somebody, when they ask you a question, you formulate an answer in your mind. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Well, I formed an answer in my mind, and something completely different came out of my mouth. Now, I was conscious at the time, and I was thinking, what are you saying? This is not what what are you doing? Stop that. And she said she had the wisdom to say, who's speaking? And I'm thinking in my mind, what do you mean who's speaking? Who do you think is speaking?
Right.
Well, what came out was spirit. Well, at that time, I wasn't much into this whole spirit thing. I had heard about it, very interested, very interesting, very skeptical. Spirit, okay, yeah, right. And just spoke for a bit more. And when we were done, I opened my eyes and Shelley looked at me and she said, I think you were channeling. And I said, I don't think I was. I think I was just making stuff up.
Huh.
And we said, well, if this is real, it'll happen again. And more importantly, that it will support people in their own healing. Otherwise, we're not interested, because we've been through a lot of stuff at that point, a lot of workshops and courses and all kinds of getting better things. So sure enough, it happened again and again and again. And somewhere in there, I remember just kind of fading away, you know, like you walk away from a person while they're still talking, and it gets lower and eventually can't hear them. And that's when I started to trance out, if you will, and channel from that place and that experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and I didn't mean to. I didn't want to. I didn't study any of that. It was an accident.
A divine
Not really,
appointment.
but yeah, right. And so I've been doing it ever since. And like the first time, every time I do it, my thought is, if this supports people, I'll keep doing it. If not, I won't. And so far, it's been supporting folks. So
Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Well, I was thinking about what I can ask the energy, and I think I've got a couple questions.
Okay. Well, so why don't we jump into this mini channeling? And again, mini channeling, what will happen is I will channel Ascended Master Kathumi. He is the embodiment, if you will, or the energy, let me put it that way, the energy of St. Francis of Assisi, Pythagoras, mathematician, philosopher, and the Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is the Indian leader who built the Taj Mahal. And he comes through with the personality of the Shah. The commonality of, like I say, it's not people, the commonality of those three individuals is the vibration and energy of unconditional love. So I've been called the voice of unconditional love, and I take that on.
Beautiful.
So I'll be channeling Kathumi. Channeling is not about telling you what to do. It's about supporting you in what it is you're about in your life. So good channels, in my opinion, don't tell you what to do. I'm not going to say, go to Texas and marry the guy. Not like that. If you have a question about that, There'll be some guidance in that, perhaps, that can support you. And that's really what channeling is for.
Wonderful. Okay.
So what'll happen is I'll take some deep breaths. My face and body will change some as the energy moves through me. Kuthumi will speak for a period of time. Given that it's a mini channeling, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably no more than that. He'll speak about whatever he's going to speak about. We never know what it is. And then if you have a question about that while he's speaking, please ask it.
Okay.
If at the end of his monologue, he will say, okay, now it's time for questions, and just go ahead and ask whatever question you like. If you're having trouble formulating it, Shelley will jump in, she's right here, and support you in asking a question that'll help you get the most out of it you can.
Wonderful.
Okay. So again, I'll just drop in. You'll see my face come up, and Kuthumi will address you, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well now, and good day to you, my dear. And how are you on such a fine day that this is?
I am quite well. It's a beautiful day in Arizona today.
Very good, very good. It's a beautiful day everywhere, even when it's raining. How can it not be beautiful? You see? And so, let us speak about perception. What exactly is perception, you see? Well, perception is more than just how you look at things. Perception is the experience of having looked into the past and trying to figure out the present. You see? Because without the past, you cannot have a perception. Because when you're in each moment, what occurs is the observation of what is so, not what is perceived to be so. So the clarity comes from letting go of perceptions, or, if you will, letting go of what you know, or more directly, letting go of what you think you know. Because truly, what you think you know is just that, based in some past way, some past experience, some past relationship, some past energy. And since it is past, you've already done this, have you not? It's past. You're through it. Welcome to the other side of the past. So what you have now is not a perception, but a true measurement of what is so now. The dilemma is that in each moment of now becomes the past. So you've got to keep going, looking at what is so now. What is in my world now? What is usable now? Not how should I use it to wind up with it the way I want it to be. Because in the future, if you will, there is no want it to be. There is only the presence of the vibration of who you are. Now, this can sound a bit confusing because you live in a world of three-dimensionality. You live in a world of things, you see. Things are a product of what has been, you see. So it is true to an extent that you have to look in what has been, but once you have the experience of it, not as perception, but as reality, now it is usable in the world of what is coming to be. You see? Letting go of past perception means not looking back at what has been, but looking back at what is. You see, how can you look back at what is? Because when you're in present time, it's all right now. Your thinking is right now, your doing is right now, you see? And when you let go of perception, let go of how you think it should be, how it should work out, what should become, then what occurs is creativity at a truly clarity way. You see? Clarity is using the now and letting go of perception. So in clarity, you gain the present moment. You gain all there is in the energy, because in the physical universe, in the energy, there is no past. There is only right now. The communication, if you will, between particles of energy in this moment and this moment and this moment. So when you are creating in the universe, you have no choice but to create in the moment of now. Perception is looking back at the energy and saying, oh, it went that way, but only as you perceive it. How did it go in the moment? And then capture that vibration, capture that energy, and move into manifesting and creating truly what it is you want. Do you see? Very good. And so, come to the questions that you have at this time.
Okay. Well, my first question is about our, we were talking about perception and being present. I want to talk about the future. What do you see in our future on this planet?
Well,
What the direction that
yes.
we're heading as a collective? What do you see?
Yes, well, what is so about the collective, it is all one. See, and being one means what? Not that everybody's thinking the same thing, but being one means that each individual is connected energetically to the universe and the universal energy. So they're all experiencing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. The difference is in the training. The difference is in the education, in the thinking, in the birth, and all of this, you see. But ultimately, no matter how it looks, no matter what is going on in your three-dimensional world, all things are moving in the direction of being pure energy once again, because that is where it's from, you see. How long it will take, what it will look like, nobody knows this. This is an unknowing thing, you see. But in the question here is, in the process of coming all together as one energy, what are you going to do? You see? How are you going to use the oneness that you are? You cannot change another. You see, all you can do is experience from yourself into the world, you see, and that's what all are doing, no matter how it looks. So, if you will, the track is towards all beings, whether sentient or not, all beings, all things, moving to the experience of oneness, you see, as the whole.
I believe that's what I'm here for. at this time on this planet is to bring more light and love in the world and be the change that I
Yes.
want to see in the world. And so that is the work that I'm doing here.
Yes. So let us say this about bringing love. You see, all you can do is awaken people to the love they are already.
Yes.
You cannot bring more love to the world because the universal energy is unconditional love throughout at all of it. You see? So it is not a matter of bringing more love, and those people think, oh, he has to love me more, he has, whatever it may be, or she has to love me more, or whatever the thinking may be about it. There can be no more a love that you are than you already are, than you already have. It is the fabric of the universe. You see, the question is, how are you going to let go of the things that get in the way of you realizing it? And then what are you going to do with it?
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, I know about the oneness. In fact, I got a similar message that we are all one, we're all connected, and it is all love. The perception of not seeing enough love in the world, I think, is really in our media and what is happening in our three-dimensional reality. All the chaos and the murder and the sadness and the depression and the suicides and all the bad things that we perceive. That's where I felt there was not enough love.
Yes.
And there needed to be more love.
Yes, well,
and where do we get that more love, right?
yes, well, the expression of it, not getting more of it, but expressing it in a way that benefits. But let us speak of those things that are negative, you see.
Sure.
Everything is in balance. So do you want to hear less of those negative things? Don't buy the newspaper, you see. Don't listen to the radio about it, you see, because you can use it as information. Now, what is the truth about the people who do, let us say, evil things? Now, there is such a thing as brain functioning being not normal. This happens.
Oh, sure.
Yes. However, if you look at it from the place of unconditional love, you will see that what they are doing is they're trying to move in a way of love, but they just don't know how or what to do. You see, because aberrant behavior or brain cells or whatever it may be, you see, but they are as well trying to move towards the unconditional love and the oneness, you see, but have no connection with themselves. So the question is now, what do you do with people like this? First of all, love them, but do not tolerate their acting out in a way that is harmful to other people, you see.
Okay. It seems so simple, and yet it's made so much more complex by our police and
yes,
the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the military, all have this perception that we must make it all right. They're not coming from love either.
Yes, well, you got to remember that all of that is also trying to get to unconditional love and oneness. They have their perception of how to do it, you see, and that's why we're talking about perception. But what individuals of a more, let us say, conscious, and by conscious we mean more connected with the love that they are already, then this can mitigate some of this behavior, you see. So love everybody equally, and we will end with this. Love everybody, you see, no matter what. That does not mean you have to be around them. If they're dangerous, don't do that. That is fine. However, you can love them from a distance and love them as another human on the planet And it's okay that you don't understand how they can be that way. It is not your job to understand it, or not your job to fix it. You see, they're self-reliant, they're ultimately responsible. So your job is to speak of it in the world, you see, and be that from the self. Very good. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
And so, my dear, until the next of our coming, peace to you in this time.
Welcome back.
Thanks. So how was that?
That was very interesting. I was asking existential questions.
Good.
Yeah. So very, very interesting. So I don't know, what else can we talk about? What else would you like to talk about, Tom?
Well, first of all, we're going to have a full-length channeling, 2 hours. What's the date?
It's 23rd,
The 23rd of October.
which she is hosting.
You are hosting it, Shelley tells me.
Yes.
And at what time?
We're starting at 7 o'clock our time.
Starting at 7 o'clock. Shelley's coaching me here from the side.
7 o'clock Eastern time.
time?
So
Yes.
okay. So that would be 4 o'clock my time.
Yeah. And people will have an opportunity to ask whatever questions that they have, relationship questions, health and well-being, life questions. We get a lot of, am I on the right path? Although people ask, what should I be doing? He's not going to answer that, but Kuthumi will support people in understanding, getting to that realization. And so it's a full-blown channeling.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Okay, so how can people reach you if they want to reach out to you directly?
They can go to academyforconsciousliving.com. That's our website. And that contains all our information about all the things that we do, the teaching and channeling and a lot of other stuff. They can contact us through there.
Remember?
Yeah, well, let me give you our direct phone number is 678-828-9145. Shelley mans that phone and she'll be answering whatever questions you may have, and get you signed up and make sure that the information gets out so everybody can get hooked up on Zoom. Her email? My email, okay. My email is Tom Negelow, Negelow @gmail.com. They can email me, get me at that same phone number. Yeah, and that's what we're going to do.
Excellent. And do you have any final thoughts or inspiration you'd like to share?
Sometimes moving towards transformation, that's a big word. Moving towards change, moving from where you've been, that although it may be uncomfortable, might be a little safe, into not knowing, into what is next, can look daunting. It certainly did for me and Shelley when we first started this. And we've been doing personal growth work for over 50 years. And it can be challenging, but what's on the other side of that experience, what's on the other side of personal transformation, is an ecstasy that you just is unbelievable. You won't recognize yourself. And this may sound a little egotistical, and if it does, it does. But my experience is that I'm done. I'm finished. You know, I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing that I have to do. There are things I want to do, obviously.
Mhm.
I continue to help people and channel and do the healing work and all of that and working with Shelley. But I'm complete. I'm done. It's over. I have a direct and immediate experience of who I am. And now my job is to go into the world and use that to the best of my ability. Again, that's where the ecstasy comes for us.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And, I'm so grateful for Shelley and her pushing me there. Because initially she did. I'm a guy, so I don't want to do that. No, that's not, but she pushed me through it, supported me more accurately through it. And I'm incredibly grateful for her in doing that and the wisdom that she had to support me. And I'm also very thankful for the people who have been willing to allow me to work with them, because that's where, for us, that's where the juice in life is.
Yep, I
So,
totally agree.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Tom. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, you too, and thanks so much for giving me and us the opportunity to do this.
You got it.
Have a great evening.